TCC22. What are we talking about today? I told y'all last week, that was like y'all homework. That was a trick question, kind of. Should have been paying attention. Antisocial. What is it to you? Roll that intro. Bam. Here we go. Antisocial, man. What is it to you? What does it mean to you? Crazy question, right? Not so much. Not so much. The term is actually used wrong. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? Right? Antisocial. I use it wrong for a long time. My peers, a lot of my family members use it wrong still to this day, until actually I asked them, a lot of them, and they all pretty much gave me the same answer. And it was just not right. And once again, I used it the wrong way just as well before, or I used to. And now we're trying to bring light to that. And what we're doing with these Choice Center Chronicles right now is making sure that when we're dealing with our youth, that we are making sure that we are using the proper terms, proper words in the right context. You have to. You have to, because it can go a long way. A very long way, especially dealing with the youth that we deal with. Case in point, a lot of the youth that we deal with have like criminal backgrounds or have had some type of run-in with the law. You all know that already. A lot of the times that youth that may have this background, they're not present. They're not, there to represent themselves. So a lot of the time, there's paperwork, there's documentation that is being overlooked. People are reading that documentation. And in this documentation, certain words could be, what's this new thing on social media right now? A red flag, a red flag somewhere. These words can be red flags to a judge, to an attorney, to a prosecutor, to a teacher, to a coach. Who you can have kids trying to get scholarships, and there could be something in there and some type of documentation that says that they're antisocial. However, they're really not antisocial. That word is misused. In documentation, sometimes words are misused and people tend to go off the verbiage as opposed to really getting a chance to meet the young man or the young woman, to really get an understanding of who they are truly dealing with, right? Now let's get back, let's reel it back just a little bit. Antisocial, according to the dictionary app, is unwilling or unable to associate in a normal or friendly way with other people. Unfriendly, that's why it can become a red flag. Just because you're off to the side and you're not engaging with the crowd of people, that doesn't mean that you're antisocial, because that doesn't mean that you're being unfriendly, right? It doesn't mean that. Now wait. It goes a little deeper. The second definition here, as you can see, I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Antagonistic, hostile, and once again, unfriendly towards others. Like, oh, come on, man. Like, that's the definition of antisocial. If you notice, there are a lot of negative words that identify being antisocial. So if a young man is trying to get a scholarship, or if a young man's going up and he has to go to court or something like that, and the judge sees his or hers documents or paperwork, and it has these type of words that bring up red flags, it's like, okay, bam, there's already a judgment there. There's already a judgment based on the verbiage. So that's why we have to be mindful and make sure that we use the right word, because antisocial now goes into antisocial behavior, which is 100% associated with violence. And I'm looking at my notes here, and it's just talking about like being impulsive, like like not being able to plan ahead, This is what antisocial behavior turns into. And then you also have antisocial personality disorder. This is a clinical term. You have to be diagnosed with this. And so that's associated with this word antisocial. And a lot of our youth are being mislabeled when we call them antisocial, or we call ourselves antisocial. We're not antisocial. What's crazy is, going into it a little deeper, it's not that we're antisocial. The correct term is asocial. Asocial. And we misuse the term antisocial when we really mean asocial. Asocial. The first definition right here: not sociable or gregarious, withdrawn from society. It's right there in the first two words. Not sociable. That's what it is. It's asocial. That's what we've been trying to utilize for all these years, is asocial, to identify someone who is not willing to participate with the majority of the people in the room. They want to be off to themselves, maybe on their phones or whatnot, texting, Instagram and Snapchat and watching YouTube videos or whatever the case may be. They're being asocial. They're not being antisocial, because they're not over there trying to cause havoc and create issues amongst, the general population. That's not what they're doing. They're being asocial. They're not sociable. And that's the definition. So with that being said, man, like, I was actually looking, there is this company, this clothing brand, that they do a hoodie that I've seen, and some other type of clothing, I'm pretty sure, when it comes to Kanye. Actually, I saw him wearing something like that, where it's Antisocial Social Club. And I did a little bit of research on it, trying to figure out, I wonder if they are identifying antisocial as the clinical definition, the definition that we see here on the definition or the dictionary app, or are they referring to asocial? I would have to bet my last dollar that they've done their research. It's not that hard to find. The caveat to that is this: the young children that are wearing those clothes, what are their perception of the term antisocial social club? Like, what are they thinking? Are they thinking that, yeah, I just don't like to hang out with people, and I like to just be off in the corner by myself on my phone type of deal? So yeah, I want to rock this hoodie, Antisocial Social Club. But do they know what they're really wearing? Did I know what I was really saying back when I was, I don't even want to say my age, but yeah, when I was that old? I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. And that's all we want to do. Make sure that we're using the right words, especially when we are identifying or when it pertains to the youth, because the verbiage goes a long way, especially when it's written down black and white. A lot of the times the youth are not there to represent themselves, and a lot of the times that paperwork is what a lot of people go off of. So let's make sure we have the right wording and we're utilizing it in the right context. Okay. That being said, TCC number 22, antisocial. What is it to you? Comment in the comment section down below. Let us know. Antisocial. Have you ever used it in the wrong context? Did you learn something from this actual episode 22? Let me know. Comment. All right. We out of here. Peace.